Alright, this is Mr. Gilliam, and today we're going to learn about the volume of prisms. Okay, so to find the volume of any right prism, meaning lateral faces are rectangles, that's what a right prism would be. You multiply the area of the base by the height of the prism. Okay, now depending on which prism it is going to tell you how to find the area of the base. If it's triangular like this one, then we would find the area of that triangle and then multiply it by the height and so on. So it looks to me like our first problem here is a triangular prism. Okay, my base would be this triangle because it has an opposite triangle exactly congruent to it, and our lateral face is a rectangle, so I know it's a right prism. For volume, I should talk about distance. When we talk about distance, we talk about feet, miles, things like that. It's just units. When we talk about area, we have a multiplication. And when we multiply like x times x, we get x squared. And so all of our units are always squared. And when we get to volume, what we're doing is we're taking that area times another dimension. And that makes it into units cubed. Okay, so when we're talking about volume, we have cubed units. All right, so let's start with naming the figure. This is a triangular prism, and the shape of the base is a triangle, of course. Now, to find the area of the base, we're thinking, well, the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So to find the area of the base, we're going to take the base times the height divided by 2. So the area would equal 10 times 10 divided by 2, or 100 divided by 2, or 50. And we need to make sure that we're clear on this. Area gets units squared, and this is the area that we just found. So we're going to say 50 square centimeters. The height of the prism is how long it is. So in this case, the height is 25 centimeters. All right, and so to find the volume, we take our area times our height. 50 centimeters squared times 25 centimeters, and as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 centimeters, so it'll end up being to the third power, which is good because our volume is always going to be to the third power. 50 times 25. I know that 50 times 25 is 1250. So I know we got 1,250 centimeters to the third power. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's the volume. Let's take a look at another one here. Again, same stuff. If we're talking about a right prism, that means our lateral faces must be rectangles. We're going to multiply the area of the base by the height of the prism. Okay, so again, looks like our base in this one is labeled for us. There's the base, and there's our height right there. So those are the numbers we're using. This happens to be a rectangular prism. Because its base is a rectangle. The area of the base, or the area of a rectangle, is, in this case, base times height, because it's a rectangle. So we're going to take, or length times width, whatever you want to think about, 6 times 4, which equals 24. And when we're talking about area, we're talking about square units, so I'm going to say square centimeters. The height in this case is 3 centimeters. And to find the volume, we take the area of the base, this guy, multiply by the height, this guy. So I'm going to take that 24 centimeters squared, I'm going to take it, multiply it by 3 centimeters, and so total I'll have 72 when I multiply the numbers, and 1, 2, 3 centimeters to the third power. And so that's why it's so important when we're labeling our answers, so we're clear on when we add dimensions, we're adding, this represents the number of dimensions we're talking about. Okay, and that exponent. Take a look at another one here. Again, these are the same directions for all of these because they're all right prisms. Name of the figure. In this case, we again have a rectangular prism, and the shape of the base is in fact a rectangle. I know it's not a square because if it was a square, 5 and 4 would be the same number, and they're different, so I know it's a rectangle. The area of the base, which is this guy, I want to find that area, is 5 times 4. And because it's a rectangle, length times width, area equals length times width, or area equals base times height, however you want to think about it. In this case, will be 5 times 4, which will equal 20 square centimeters because we're talking about area. The height of the prism is represented by the 8. And so to find the volume, I take the area times the height. 20 square centimeters times 8 centimeters would equal 160 cubic centimeters. 20 times 8 is 160, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. Again, looks like this time we have a triangular prism. The shape of the base in this case is a triangle. There's the base. And we need to find the area of that so we can find the volume of the prism. Okay, so the area of a triangle would equal base times height divided by 2. So it looks like I have a right angle here. So it was a tricky one. 8 is going to be my base times my height, which would go straight up and down, of 6 divided by 2. 10 isn't the height or the base. If we're going to use 10 as the base, we would have to know this, but we don't know it. So I would rotate this triangle around this direction. So this would be on the flat side on the bottom, and this side would be going straight up and down. And so I'd rotate that triangle around to look like that. That's how I visualize my base and my height. Okay. So as I simplify, I get 48 divided by 2, which is 24, and we're talking about area, so we're going to say square centimeters. The height of my prism in this case is 12 centimeters. So I know that the volume is the area of the base times the height. 24 square centimeters times 12 centimeters. 24 times 12 is 288 cubic centimeters. All right, and so that's it for today. You just need to know how to find the area of the base and then multiply that number by the height. Voila, you have your volume. See here. We can do one more here. Again, we have a triangular prism. And the shape of the base is, of course, a triangle. And I know it's a right prism because I have rectangles on the lateral faces. Okay. So in this case, since my area, the base is a triangle, I know it's base times height divided by 2 is the area. And in this case, my base is 8. My height is 3. Divide that by 2 and simplify. I know that the area of the base is 12 square centimeters. The height of the prism in this case is 12 centimeters. And so to find my volume, I need to multiply my 12 centimeters squared for my area times my height, 12 centimeters. Total, that gives me 144 cubic centimeters is what we call that. All right, so that's it for today. It's a little lesson on volume. Remember, the area of the base just depends on what shape the base is. And that's all for today.